Okay, so we're going to focus on our backs, and we'll start all the way down, feeling the connection of your body on the mat. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, I don't know if any of you have the Aura ring, but let's just rock back and forth from your tailbone to your belly button. Just feel your back stretching and moving. They have meditations on there, and Dave and I have been really enjoying the Aura ring meditation. We're just trying to figure out where to find the guy who speaks it, because they don't have it in print, and we're having a hard time understanding his pronunciation. But at any rate, meditation on Aura ring, really good. So go ahead and rock from your tailbone to your belly button, and hopefully you're feeling a stretch in your back. When you come down to your belly button, hold a moment and see if you could feel as if you're connecting your ribs to your hips. And then as you inhale, reaching that tailbone down, feel the space you're creating in your back, and then come back to neutral spine. So you should feel your pelvis, your sacrum is even on the mat. My fingers are pointing to my hip bones. They're on top right here. And we're just going to kind of tilt a little side to side. Hopefully feeling a nice movement in the hips. Make it nice and easy. And just notice, this is a tough one to feel, and obviously not very many of us have mirrors on the ceiling, but what we're looking at is to make sure our hips are not hiking up. We're going side to side. And come back center, and we'll just right away start with some simple dead bugs, just lifting one leg up at a time. And again, feeling a quietness in the pelvis. And if you're feeling good here, come to tabletop and do the femur arcs, 1 foot down at a time. So you decide where you're at right now. You should start to feel those abdominal muscles engaging. If you're feeling really good today, stay up here with your legs together. If you need a break, bring your feet to the floor. I'll start on the floor, and you're just going to go a little side to side with the legs. And notice I'm not going far. And that foot lifts because I'm trying to keep my knees together. So from here, it's a little easier, even though it's a more challenging position. And just rocking side to side. Coming back center, let's go ahead and open your knees side to side. Actually, let's open them like this. So instead of clams, we're doing bent knee opening. Same thing, you could do it on the floor like that. If you like, let's just do the right leg for 4, 3, keep that left leg still, 2, 1, come back center, left leg, 4, 3, 2, keep that right hip anchored, 1, grab your shins and do circles in an outward direction. So both knees going out and together. And reverse it. And then from here, bring your feet down, your arms up, and do that imaginary hugging, like you're reaching your shoulders so far apart and you're reaching your fingers to the sky, and then you plug them back in. So I always feel like I'm trying to hug the ceiling. Plug down and bring one arm behind you at a time. Now's a good opportunity for me to remind you, if it's not already, you might like to mute your microphone because we are recording, so that we could do that. Maybe bring both arms back and stay back. And then as you exhale, bring your arms back center and walk your feet to the wider edges of the mat and just windshield wiper your legs side to side. I'm right away starting with this because this is where a lot of the problems with the lower back happen. So we're going to let both legs drop to the left. That's it. You had it. You had it. And just stay here. Okay, I'm going to get up. You stay here, and I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. So stay here in this position. Go ahead and go to your positions. I'll take care of this. Good. So everybody's legs are dropped to the left. And you're going to take your hands like this, interlace them behind your head, and just take a moment here. Just see what you're feeling, and just feel the back of that right leg as you press, like you're pressing that thigh bone forward. You should feel the front of that leg stretching. And then allow that leg to relax. Pick up your right elbow and bring it as far to the floor on the left side as feels okay to you. So you may stop here if it's too tight, and you just take your time, and with every breath, see if you can go a little deeper. The idea is not only to get a stretch here in your quadratus lumborum, but also to get a stretch in your psoas. If you feel a pull in your knee, you can take a yoga block, or you can take a foam roller and just put it right under your knee so it doesn't pull. Just whatever works for you. So this is a good opportunity too. So you can stay here. If you're doing the video on your own time, you can just stay here and pause the video for a few breaths and just let yourself open up. So we're going to go right away to bringing our legs on top of each other. Keep your elbows bent, hands are interlaced, and you're laying on your left side. And just watch out for that top leg sliding back. Keep your knees stacked and pick up that right elbow. Feel your right shoulder blade gliding down your body. I don't know if you could see the difference. So a lot of times I see people up here with tension. Relax that area right in here. So nothing is happening up in here. It's really, and a lot of energy in the shoulder blade. And then we're going to start to roll back. And as you roll back, let your head go along with your body as you roll back, looking over that right shoulder or elbow. With every breath, see if you can allow yourself to release a little further. So you definitely will feel your armpit area. You might feel your lower back. You will feel your chest. Breathe and hold. Unravel and just pick up your top foot with your top hand. If this doesn't work for you, grab a strap or something and just start to bring that leg back. So everything's lined up. My head is resting on my arm, and I'm going to kick my foot into my hand, and boy, do I feel that right quadricep area. And hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch in that top leg in the front of your leg. Maybe even in the shoulder, depending on how much mobility you have in that right hip. The further back you go, the deeper the stretch, but you want to protect your knee. And notice I'm parallel to the floor. I am not demonstrating my knee in the wrong position. A lot of people lift the knee. I want you parallel to the floor. and then come back. And we could just stay here, and you could do clams like this, or you could lift your feet and do clams like this. Whatever works for you. Just 5 more. And then rest your legs. And same thing, you can stay down here or you can lift up onto your forearm. I'm staying down here today. And just draw a tiny circle with that top leg. And reverse it. And then from here, just bring your knee up and straight, and up and straight. So I stop about here. Just 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now extend that leg straight and imagine you're bicycling with just the right leg. And reverse the bicycle. And I'm really working on going behind my hip so I get more extension in that hip. We're also working on stabilizing and strengthening our hips so that our backs don't go out. And then go ahead, bring that leg back in, and you could either do the same version we just did like this, or you can do the version here with your arm is straight. And all I want you to do is just slide your arm as far forward as you can and then reach it to the ceiling and watch your positioning. A lot of times I see people up here just demonstrating it does not feel good. This position, I feel a release in my neck. Then roll back and just watch that you keep that shoulder aligned with your body. Don't let it jut forward as you roll back. Once you get back, you can put your hand on that top leg as you come back. Take a nice deep breath here. And then roll to your belly. So everybody on their bellies, hands by your armpits, forehead on the mat. Take your hands off the mat. Just lift your nose off the mat. Extend your feet away from your head. As you inhale, just lift your chest off the mat. So we want to get this more in our upper back, not in the lower back. Nothing in the lower back. We're getting extension in the upper back. And then come back down. So this time use your hands. Gently focus on the body doing the movement first, and the hands are there just for support. Your feet are on the floor, your belly button is off the mat, and then come back down. So if you're feeling really good here, start to lift up even more. Now, if you shouldn't be doing extension, this is as far as I want to see you. You can come up more. If you really can come up, come all the way up, and then come right back down. We're progressing into Swan 2. So right now, and there's nothing in the back. I'm just coming up and down. So the last one, when you come up, you're here, and when you come down, your body stays like the banana, and you come down, hands come up, and you come right back up. Down, hands up, right back up. Only if that feels like something in your practice. It's kind of fun. I invite you to try it when you're feeling up to it. You got a good, hopefully good visual of that. So now we're going to bring our arms into like goalpost. Forehead on the mat. Lift just your nose up. And then just lift your forearms up. Then your elbows. Then your chest. Then reach your arms forward and back and come all the way down. Inhale, just the nose. Hip bones anchored into the floor. Stay here if it's good, lift just the forearms. If that's good, elbows. If that's good, chest. And then extend, bend twice. Come all the way down. We're gonna do this one more time. Inhale, lift the nose, forearms, elbows, chest, 3 times. 3, 2, 1, come all the way down. So working on strengthening our upper backs so it doesn't go in the lower back. So let's press ourselves up into tabletop. And let's do some cat and cows. By the way, I've not forgotten we have not done the other side yet. So as you exhale, focus on the lower back curving up and then come right back into an extension in that chest. Use your breath, and with every breath, let the movement happen. So exhale into cat and inhale into cow. Taking your time. Hopefully this feels really good. Then come back center. We'll revisit this. I'd like to sit for a moment. If you need to, you can sit on a yoga block. If not, you can sit on the mat. And I'm just going to start with your right leg forward and your left leg back. So if you're sitting like I am, kind of on a diagonal, I really suggest sitting on the yoga block. It really helps align your spine. I feel 10 times better up on the block. You might even feel a stretch in that hip. If your knees don't like this and you're even higher than the block, then sit cross-legged or whatever way. You could even sit on a chair with your knees at 90 degrees. So sitting here, we're gonna lift up your left arm, keep your shoulder blade down. Think of lifting the ribs on the right side, lengthening up towards the sky as you reach all the way up and over towards the right. And then come back up and just take a switch. So let's do a few of these. So the goal is to keep yourself aligned. The reason I use the block is so that I can. You'll see on the other side, I don't need it, but this really helps because the whole point doing this exercise helps you get into that alignment. So this is Mermaid, and then we're gonna bring our right hand to the floor, really reach up, and then bring your left hand to the floor. Both hands are on the mat. I'm gonna get rid of the block. And all you're gonna do is you exhale, reach that left hip down into that cat. Inhale, chest reaching through an imaginary window. Exhale, curve. Inhale, lengthen. So I think this feels very therapeutic. I could really feel the stretch in my lower back on the right side, or your left side. And we're just really working through that movement. The next time your hip comes towards the floor, walk your right hand center, come back to here, come up and take the counter stretch. And then we're gonna just right away switch sides. So if you need the block, use it. This side's good on me. We're gonna reach up the right arm, lift up like you're lifting those left ribs to the sky as you come all the way up and over, and switch. Let's do a few of those, side to side. And the next time your right hand comes up, just really lengthen, and bring your right hand to the mat, left hand to the left side, and start your cat and cows here. So you're on a interesting twisted position. Really working on that right hip reaching down towards the earth as you curve. The next time that hip comes down, come to the side, come up and take your counter stretch. Come back center and we'll go into that Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Just wrap your hands around your feet and ankles and lean forward. Get a nice stretch in those inner thighs. And then we're gonna lay on to the other side. So let's actually lay onto our backs. And start windshield wipering those legs side to side again. Let both legs drop to the right. Maybe walk that left foot back a little and squeeze the back of that left leg forward, feeling the stretch in the front of that left leg. Allow yourself to relax here. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Pick up that back elbow and bring it all the way up and over to the floor. And remember, just take your time. When you feel stuck, stop and breathe. If you need to, you could put a block under that top knee so it doesn't pull. With every breath, see if you could release a little more. Notice how it feels on this side. And then bring your back leg on top of the bottom leg in front. Keep your hands interlaced behind your head. Pick up that top elbow and start to roll back. Just turn your head with your body. Keep looking over that top elbow. Stop when you feel stuck. Stop when you feel you're going to force it, and then just breathe and allow gravity to bring you down. And then unravel. And pick up your top foot with your top hand and get that stretch in the top leg. Press your foot into your hand. Feel the top leg stretching. Breathing. If it's really deep and you're really open, you'll start to feel your shoulder and your chest. I don't think I'm going to get there. It's definitely in the leg. Leg is parallel to the floor, not lifted up. I can show you the bad way on this side. This is what I see. Not great on the back. This is much better. Then come back here, and your choice. You can stay here or you can lift your feet. We're going to do 10 clams. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can extend that top leg straight and draw a tiny circle. And reverse it. And then just bend and straighten that top leg. And bicycle that leg 6 times one direction. And reverse it. And this time you're going to roll back to your back. So let's work on some bridging. If you happen to have a block nearby, I like the block for this section. You don't have to, it's just a nice little assist. So I'm going to start with simple bridging. I'm just going to keep the block here, and you're just going to lift up. So you're going to see, I'm going to just keep it this way. The block is up, and there's no dip. Let's try to keep that in my hip flexor. So I'm trying very hard to keep everything lined up. So there's a line from my shoulders through to my knees without a little dip into the hips. So when I see people bridging, it usually looks like this. I want to see more extension. So the stronger you get back here, the more open you get back here. It's really great for so many things, including balance. So now, if you're good here, you can put the block whatever direction works for you. So what's nice is the block gives you, I just cramped up, hip extension. So you're here, and this is much more extension than I had just demonstrating, and it feels really good because the block takes the pressure off. So I'm right on my sacrum, I'm not in my waist, and I'm just keeping my gaze to the sky. And it should feel super comfortable. You're just here releasing that lower back. I actually would love an even higher block. Then press through your feet, lift your hips up, stay there, and feel like you're dragging your heels towards your sacrum as you continue to stay up. And then roll down. And let's come back up again. Feet could be wherever you want them. This time without the block, peel up. So as I exhale, I'm pressing my back into the mat and I'm lifting my hips one vertebra at a time. I'm imagining my shins reaching to the wall in front of me. Once I get up, I feel like I'm dragging my heels towards my sacrum as I lift those hips up as high as I can, keeping alignment of everything. Ribs down, hips up, and then peel back down again. So let's do that a couple more times, and you could play around with the distance of your feet. I'm going to go further out this time. So really feel that stretch in the back as you lift up. Come up, hips up, ribs down, peel down. Maybe go wider on the mat. Peel up, take your time. Come up and peel back down. That actually felt really good. Let's do that one more time. Press all the way up. So really find that part where you press down to lift up. Keeping the gaze to the sky. Come back down. This time I'm going to take the block between my knees and I'm going to peel up again. Not squeezing the block, I'm just keeping it there so that I know I'm in alignment. Really, if you'd like, clasp your hands together underneath you and roll one shoulder underneath you at a time for yoga bridge. So when you do that, really watch that you're not flaring from the ribs. And then slowly unravel and peel all the way down. Grab your foam roller. So if your foam roller is somewhere where you have to get up, wrap your hands around your hamstrings, poke your toes to the wall in front of you to come up. Grab your foam roller and put your feet on the foam roller. And we'll peel up again. So the closer in, the more challenging this is going to be. You're going to press your feet into the roller, start to roll up, lift up, and then kind of roll your feet back and forth. Keep those hips up as high as you can get them, and then slowly come down. Then we're going to take the foam roller and we're going to place it right under your sacrum. Then you're going to grab your hands around your right shin and extend your left leg straight. Gently hug your right knee towards your right armpit, and my hope is you feel a stretch in the front of that left hamstring. Sorry, that left hip flexor and quadricep. I've done that on TV. I did a TV segment and I called the quadricep the hamstring or vice versa. Circle your right foot from the ankle joint and reverse it. And it was live TV, so I couldn't edit it out. And then switch. So that right leg is pressing into the floor. You're hugging your left knee towards your left armpit. And you're really hopefully feeling a nice stretch in the front of your right leg. The left leg's relaxing into your hands, and circle your left foot from the ankle joint. And reverse it. And then come back so that both legs are in tabletop, and we're just going to do that side to side again on the block. Hopefully getting a nice stretch in your hips. If you need to readjust so you feel secure on the roller, do what you need to do. Then come back center, readjust again. Make sure you feel really secure as you bring your feet to the sky. And start with tiny little cross-country ski legs. I'm pointing my toes, you don't have to. Really work on lengthening the back of the legs as you go into a deeper, longer cross-country ski. So if you happen to notice that your hip is clicking, then come short of the hip click. Or work through it. I have to figure that out. Even the short ones are clicking. So now, one long line, slide that foot on the mat to come up so you're bicycling on your back. Really getting a lengthening through the leg. And reverse it. And then go ahead and place your feet back onto the mat. Lift off the roller. Put the roller right next to you. Hands interlaced behind your head. Lift your elbows up. As you exhale, feel the ribs pressing into the mat. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and let your head rest into your hands. See if you can find a position as if you were just sitting there laying on the floor and you wanted to see something on the wall in front of you. And then slowly come back down. Inhale. Exhale, start to lift. Lift even higher. This time, hands behind your hamstrings. Lift even higher, hands back behind the head. Come back down. Exhale, press those ribs down, lift up. Hands behind the hamstrings, even higher. Hands back behind the head. Stay here. Bring your legs up, twist. Inhale. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, legs together. Exhale, twist. Inhale, together. Take your time on your own breath. And come down and rest. Circle your legs outward and reverse them. And give me another one of those psoas stretches, just a little side to side, just getting into the front and in the back. If you need to, take a moment where you feel you need it the most. Okay, so from here, if you happen to have the yoga block handy, I want you to grab it. And you're going to put the yoga block on your knee. Both legs are up. And you're just going to alternate yoga block and hand. Just a couple more. And rest. Okay, so from here, you're going to grab your hands behind your hamstrings, poke all the way up, take a roll up here, and sitting up nice and tall, just start a little bit. Start to roll back, and then come right back up. And roll back again, maybe a little further, and come back up. And maybe roll back even further, and come back up. That's the tough spot. Maybe come all the way down. Really anchor your feet in, hands behind you. Exhale, roll, curve all the way up and over. And then from here, reach forward. Feel like your back is pressing into the wall behind you as you reach your body towards your feet. Then come up and just bend your right knee. Grab your right leg with your left hand. Bring your right hand behind you. Really press into the floor. Lift yourself up and twist and look over that right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath here. Unravel and twist the other direction. Left hand behind you, right arm on the right inner leg. Press those together as you look over your left shoulder. Unravel and switch. Bend your left leg, sit nice and tall. Hug your left leg with your right hand. Look over your left shoulder as you twist. And revolve the other direction. Left arm into left thigh. Look over your right shoulder. Come back center. And we're going to come to our hands and knees. I'm going to base you for this one. And you're about here, and you're just going to extend out your right leg. Now, if you're really feeling your inner thigh, you need this stretch big time. If you need to, you could put a cushion under your knee. Right now, I just want you to feel that inner thigh stretching. This is supposed to help with knee. It's also supposed to help with back. If you can keep your hips even, come down to your forearms. I don't know, they may not be even. But find the best positioning for you and then switch. So extend out your left leg and just make sure it's in a position that's doable for you. And if that feels good, you can always come down to your forearms, or you could just stay here, wherever it's best for you. One is not better than the other. Hopefully you're feeling that inner thigh stretch. And this next one, you might need a block or a chair or something to help you. So you're going to just bring your right foot in front and slide your left leg back. Do your best to keep your hips even, and then come all the way up into a low lunge position. So I want you to think of pressing your hips forward as you grow tall. And then if it feels good, reach your arms out to the side and twist towards that top leg. Come back center, and then bring your hands down and slide that back leg more as you walk your front leg to the other side. If it's very challenging here, you can grab a block and put it right under your hip, or you can bring your foot in a little. This is for back, and then you're going to come all the way down. The one place I don't want you to feel this is your knee. If you feel your knee, lay on your back and do that figure 4 stretch. So this is just because it gets super deep into that hip. I'm hoping everybody is getting the benefit of this. I'd love to hold it longer, but I know nobody likes this, so we're going to come back up to our hands and knees. And we're going to take an intermission before we do the other leg. Send your right foot back, lift it up, keep your hips even, reach your left arm forward. And then bring it down and switch. Left leg back, lift it up, right arm forward, come down. Now as a unit, inhale, lengthen, exhale, come down. Do your best, and don't worry about the breath. I'm suggesting the breath below. I'm more concerned about keeping your pelvis aligned. And you could point or flex the foot. Just one more each side. And then we're going to do the other side. So get your left foot between your hands. Find a nice low lunge and get yourself all the way up. Think of pressing that back hip forward. So you're aligned. You should feel a deep stretch in that right quadricep. Shoulders down and back. If this feels okay, hands up and twist towards the top leg. Come back center and come down. So my back leg is really back. That's the only way I'm going to get into this. And I'm going to start walking my front leg in. If that doesn't feel good, just bring your heel closer towards your hip flexor. You could always put the block under your hip and come all the way down. So what I want you to feel is your left hip area, not the knee. Then we're going to come out of that and bring your right foot back, stay there. Bring your left foot back to meet it, hold that. Press your left foot up, bring it down, right foot up, bring it down, left foot up, right foot up. One more time, each way, and come into a downward facing dog for a moment. And then come all the way down. And I just want to do that figure 4 stretch on our backs one more time to make sure everybody got that stretch. So from here, we'll start by picking your right leg up and cross your knee on top of the other knee. So we're not in figure 4, we're crossed legs. Then you're going to lift your legs up and wrap your hands around the closest ankle and tilt your legs an inch to the left. My hope is you feel the right hip. I'd like to hold this longer, but we're going to bring your left foot to the floor and slide your right ankle. So now you're in the figure 4, and start by just rocking side to side. If that feels okay to you, pick your left leg off the mat and tilt your legs an inch to the left. Take a couple breaths here. And then unravel and cross your left knee on top of your right. Pick your legs up, grab the closest ankle to the closest hand. If you feel you need a deeper stretch, tilt your legs an inch to the right. I'm staying here. Getting that deep stretch in your hips. Bring your right foot down, cross your left ankle over your right thigh and rock side to side. And then pick your right leg off the mat, hands around the right shin. Tilt your legs an inch to the right. I'm hoping you're feeling that stretch in the lower side of your body and into your hip. Unravel and let's find happy baby. Knees towards the floor by the armpit, tailbone to the floor. And however you want to come all the way up to sitting. And you can come to standing if you want. I'm going to stay sitting. And shoulders are down, sitting nice and tall. Reach your left ear or your right ear to the sky. Hopefully feeling a stretch in this side of your neck. Feel that shoulder pressing down. And then look down at your left armpit. Take your left hand behind the base of your skull and press your head into your hand. And release. Roll your chin center. Lift your head up. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can change the cross of your legs. And let your your left ear reach towards the sky. And then turn your head, look down towards your right armpit. Take your hand at the base of your skull, press your head into your hand. Release, roll your chin center, and lift up. Reach both arms above your head into Jai Mudra. Let your thumbs find their way to your third eye and to your hearts. I wish you all love, peace, joy, and wonderful good health always. Namaste. And I'm going to turn off the camera.